This morning, we're monitoring a potential threat to the water supply for thousands of people living near Lake Erie.
You can see these images showing bright green slime and the harmful algae bloom taking over the lake. Teams have been tracking this year's bloom. 7 Action News reporter Matthew Smith is live in Monroe this morning. So Matthew, what are those tracking teams seeing this year?
Well, it really depends on what part of Lake Erie you're looking at. So for instance, right now we're in Monroe, and if you take a look, this is water we just grabbed. It looks about what you'd expect. It passes the look test, if you will. A little bit of grunge floating in there, nothing that would really shock or awe you. But if we were to go about 4 miles out off the beach of Monroe, we know right now we'd actually run into what is that developing harmful algal bloom. And we actually had a chance, an exclusive look, if you will, to go up in the air with these researchers. When you see it from a great distance up above and you realize how big this is, you start to see the severity of the problem. Aboard this small plane, my photographer and I are preparing for NOAA's weekly flight above Lake Erie.
991, take it back window.
Once in the air, it's a 20-minute trip from Ann Arbor to the recognizable site of the Fermi plant in Monroe. What's not so recognizable to us, the green algal bloom that already carpets the lake. How do you wrap your head around this?
It's striking. I mean, I have friends out here that like fish and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh man, do you see this green gunk that's in the water?" I'm like, "Yeah, I see it. It's a lot worse than you guys realize." Because when you're in it, you just kind of look around. It's like, ew, gross. But when it's like miles in every direction.
While the images are shocking to us, it's a far cry from the worst that researchers have seen. In years past, the bloom has strangled off water supplies and wreaked havoc for fishermen and businesses that rely on this water. But work being done in the air translates beyond shock.
People sometimes want to focus on, the worst day or the worst location or something like that. These products and other information show, where the clear water is.
Researchers inside the NOAA offices in Ann Arbor are doing the work that makes this bloom manageable. Resources like this 5-day forecast was just a theory several years ago. Now it helps folks who rely on the water work around it, avoiding the worst of it. Others are working on water-based research tools that test toxicity. And while planes play a crucial role now, someday drones will too. The goal? To help obtain a full picture to stay one step ahead, as current satellites don't show everything.
They don't get the detail.
And while the details aren't always pretty, even those who know the worst of what's happening on Lake Erie stress this isn't a sky is falling moment.
Unfortunately, we do have these blooms, and we're trying to help mitigate them and, decrease them into the future. It's not all doom and gloom.
Now you take a look at those images and you see that green in the water. It is shocking, but the good news is that they are tracking it. They've been working with farmers who they believe the fertilizer they were using was actually fueling this harmful algal bloom, or HAB as we've been calling it. The other good news is that they are getting better and better at tracking this thing, so we know how to avoid it now. They even have it down, as we showed you, that 5-day forecast, really almost like weather forecast that we see right here on 7 Action News. It kind of helps all those boaters and the businesses, even the people who manage our drinking water, to make sure we're all staying safe. They don't have to shut it down for thousands or hundreds of thousands like they did back in 2014. Hey, we're live in Monroe this morning. Matthew Smith, 7 Action News.
Thank you, Matt. It is stunning to see those pictures from up in the sky. Thank you.